Hey everyone, today we are going to solve the LeetCode question, sign of the product of an array. So there is a function, sign func x, and that returns 1 if x is positive, minus 1 if x is negative, 0 if x is equal to 0. So you are given integer array nouns. Let product be the product of all values in the array nouns. Return the sign func with product. So let's see the example. You are given minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, 3, 2, 1, and the output is 1. Because if I multiply all values, so that should be 144. So that means this is a positive number, so that's why we should return 1. Before I start my explanation, so let me introduce my channel. So I create a lot of videos to prepare for technical interviews. I explain all details of all questions in the video, and you can get the code from GitHub for free. So please subscribe my channel, hit the like button, or leave a comment. Thank you for your support. Okay, so let me explain with this example. So I copy this input array from example 1. So the product of all values in the array should be 144. So we should return 1 in this case. So to solve this question, so important thing is that we don't have to return the specific product number. So if the product number is positive, we should return 1. If the number is negative, we should return minus 1. If 0, we should return 0. So to solve this question, I use a one variable. So let's call like a sign initialized with 1. And basically, we iterate through all values one by one. And then if we find a negative number, we multiply minus 1 to sign variable, because a negative number affect like a plus or a minus, right? If we multiply like a positive number, it doesn't affect like a plus or minus. So that's why when we find a negative number, we multiply minus 1 and reverse. We get like a, how can I say, reverse number, like a from positive to negative or negative to positive. So let's begin. First of all, we find the negative 1. So in that case, we multiply negative 1 to sign variable. So now sign variable is minus 1. And then move next, we find the minus 2. So this is a negative number, so we should multiply minus 1 to sign variable. So now sign variable is 1. And then move next, again we find the minus 3, so negative number. So we should multiply minus 1. So now minus 1. And then move next, we find a minus 4. So we should multiply minus 1. So now sign is 1. And then move next. So 3 is a positive number, so we don't do anything for sign variable. And move next, we find 2. So this is a positive number, we don't do anything. Move next. We find 1, so positive number, we don't do anything. And then finish iteration. And then all we have to do is just return sign variable. And one more thing, if we have 0 in input array, we should immediately return 0, right? So that's mathematics. Yeah, so that is a basic idea to solve this question. With that being said, let's get into the code. Okay, so let's write the code. Code is very easy. So sign, initialize sign with minus 1. And start looping for n in nums. And if we find 0, so n equals 0. In that case, we immediately return 0. And if n is less than 0, in that case, multiply minus 1 to sign variable. So in Python, asterisk equal minus 1. And then after that, just return sign. Yeah, that's it. So let me submit it.
Yeah, looks good. And the time complexity of this solution should be order of n, where n is the length of input array. So this is because this code iterate over entire array once. So that's why order of n. So space complexity is O1 because the amount of extra memory used by algorithm does not depend on the size of input array. So it only uses a constant amount of memory to store sign variable. So that's why order of 1. Yeah, so that's all I have for you today. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, or leave a comment. I'll see you in the next question.